What a difference 2 years can make in the sport of bodybuilding. What a difference indeed. This is Victor Martinez 2007 and Victor Martinez 2009. Wow, wowee. Wow indeed. Of course, he placed second here in 2007, infamously. A lot of people say he should have beat Jay Cutler. I agree. He probably should have. But he should have stuck around. He should have reduplicated this conditioning in 08, in 09. Why didn't he? He wasn't there in 08, first of all, at the Mr. Olympia event. But he came back in 2009, and this is what he displayed. And I know this comparison is a little misleading. It is a little more dramatic than all of the other ones, but I did choose it for my thumbnail. Why? To get more views. Well, you guys are always saying I deserve more views. So I did a little underhanded tactic. But really it's not. It is an actual comparison. And the funny thing is, take a look at Dennis Wolf. The same 2 years and the same results. Were these guys hanging out, going to the clubs together? I could see them going to some all-nighters. Maybe Chris Cormier. I could see them dudes all hanging out. Anyway, this is not about Dennis Wolf. This is a comparison of Victor Martinez 07 and 09. And I neglected to mention he actually placed 6th in 2009. So quite a decline. And like I said, that first comparison was a little dramatic, but really take a good look. His abs, his waistline is a lot better in 07. It is undeniable. And he has some old man Victor Martinez teats. You notice how his breasts, they kind of slope down. They're not as good. And you look at the size of his legs. His legs are conditioned in 09, but look at the size of the quad sweep. Much bigger, much better in 07. He clearly is the better version, for sure. Same story in the front double bicep. Bigger quad sweeps, but I have to admit he has some good striated, even some feathering there in the quads of 09. Not nearly as big. His biceps are not reaching out as far in 07, so it was more than the conditioning. He really probably had a lot more muscle in 07 than he did in 09. But the waistline is the real clincher for me. The size of his ab muscles, a lot bigger, a lot tighter and smaller in 07. So clearly the better version, guys. This is a different version here, and you can really see the quad sweep for 07 here. Much bigger, much bigger. I wonder what happened. I believe he did get injured at some point. But food for thought, actually, his bicep peaks in 09 here are doing a heck of a battle. Almost better, perhaps. They're not as big, though. They're not as full. They don't reach out as far, like I said. Front lat spread here. And I'm not judging this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's obvious 2007 was the better Victor Martinez. But I believe his lats were highly inserted. They were not as big in 09. So in a shot like this, they actually look more Dorian-esque. With his structure, he had a hard time with this pose, I believe. There's no real separation from rib cage to lat. I mean, anyway, no disrespect at all meant to Victor Martinez. You can still clearly see the quad sweep for 07 here. Much bigger, much better. The funny thing is about the side chest pose. It was almost impossible to find a side chest of the same side here for Victor Martinez. And he actually looks better displaying his left side in 2009. But from this picture gallery, actually, there was the other one here. And I did find a couple of Victor hitting at the other side. But in no way, shape, or form was he striking this side in the rest of the competition. And I think I know why. Look at his pec. It looks flat. It looks torn. 09 looked fantastic from the other side. And I believe 07 would have as well. I think that was his better side to hit. But clearly he does look much more full in those pecs. And like I said earlier, it had more to do with, or less to do with the conditioning. But he still was in better condition in 07. It had more to do with the amount of muscle that he had on. His training that year obviously was a whole lot better. Side tricep, virtually no difference. I mean, the glutes, yes, you can see the tie-ins a little bit neater, cleaner for '07. Conditioning of the obliques, a little bit better. But the arm, virtually the same, no different. His calves look better in '09, but that's the display, guys. He's tilting his leg thusly. Trust me, I know. Guys with little calves like mine, they know that trick to make your calf look a little bit bigger. But anyway, I don't like to reveal all the secrets. Back developments. This is an interesting situation. '09 looks pretty good as far as the conditioning is concerned. And I might have been wrong about the calves too. His right calf looks good. His left calf for '09, it seems to be dwindled away to nothing. Weird. But when you look at the lower back, clearly his conditioning is pretty tight. But his lats, if you really take a close look, his lats, they reach a lot farther down in '07, and they are a lot thicker, fuller. And his glutes, I know you glute haters, you hate to hear this, so hit the mute button. His glutes are a little bit tighter in '07. Okay, now unmute it. Oh, wait a second. How will they know? Anyway, I guess they're going to listen to the rest of the video, or they won't listen to it, rather. This comparison here really shows what I mean about the lats. They are thicker, fuller in '07, and even the traps might look a little bit better here too, as well in this comparison, and they did not in the last one. Striking the pose a little bit different for his legs here. But that Christmas tree area, very tight in '09 rather. I hope I didn't mix those 2 years up, and I apologize if I did. Rear double bicep, and I believe this is more of a telling tale. He did have some good muscle separation and some good hard grainy muscle in the back in '09. But you can clearly see, like we did see a faint hint of that in the rear lat spread, his lats are bigger, are fuller, and more symmetrical as well in '07. And you look at I don't know if it's a torn lat for '09, his right lat, and it was not just this picture. There was several pictures and they were all the same. Something wrong with his right lat. His legs look good, hard, and grainy in '09, I will say that. Glutes a little tighter for '07, and clearly your better version. This picture here, even more dramatic. Look at the hard graininess, I have to say, for '09 in the traps. His traps, not as big, but I would wager to say they are a little bit better. The lats not reaching as far down, and look at his right lat here for '07. It looks fuller and thicker than the left one, interestingly enough. Strange. If Victor Martinez were here now, he could, I guess, tell us what happened. Ab and thigh here. And there is some good points for 2009. I'm not just going to bash this version. Striated quads, maybe even more conditioned. Not as big, though. The quad sweep, much bigger. V-taper, better for '07. And obviously, right from the get-go, we seen that he had a better set of abs, and his pecs maybe even protruding a little bit better. We're going to wrap this one up, I guess. This is the final pose, after all. And in conclusion, I have to be more professional now, I guess. In conclusion, I guess the legs were a whole lot bigger in 2007. His training must have been better. And judging by this picture, his pecs, his delts, his arms, clearly everything was better. Kudos for '09 for having the conditioning in the lower back, and the legs from behind look more than decent. Some good calf development as well. But clearly, guys, Victor Martinez 2007, I believe this was his best version overall. And if I could do the Victor Martinez impression, I would have did it earlier, and he doesn't really have an impression. It's hard to do his voice. But if I could do his voice, I'd say something like, I don't know, hey, Chris Cormier, let's go do coke. I don't know, that's terrible to say, but if it made one or two of you guys laugh, or maybe even a couple hundred of you guys, if you guys laughed, that would be good. Generate some laughter and some positivity in the air. And hey, if Victor Martinez got a smile out of that one, then my job is done. It's coke. Who cares? I've never done it, but a lot of people have. Either way, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Victor Martinez, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, for sure. Placing second at the Olympia proved that. And not only that, most people say in the bodybuilding community that he should have placed first. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I meant Coca-Cola Classic, the drink. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's a drink. It has caffeine in it. Enjoy this one, guys. Hit thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Have a good day.